Hi there, EA Tischler here with New Horizons Golf. As you know, I've been getting a lot of questions lately about golfers that get the pulls and the swipes and the pull hooks, and what we need to do in our sequencing and our swing so that we can get a better understanding of how to get the swing in the slot, how to release it properly, and how to posture up so that we get that ball going down the corridor the way we want. So one of the things that we talk about is just the image of the arm swing. And keep in mind, again, every good golf swing has three things. It's got a good arm swing, it's got a good pivot action, you're understanding how to rotate with the body and posture up, and then the third thing is that you're actually understanding how to get your pressure into the ground. So if you're off and you're outside your slot and you're having a hard time releasing it and getting that ball in the corridor, most likely you're going to find that one or two of those areas is off, and we got to get these things in order. Well, if we're talking about the arm swing, the first thing we want to understand is just how do we get that club returning back through impact in a more square manner. And I like to use this image sort of like if we were going to play t-ball here, and I get set up, and I want to make sure that when I come back to the wall there, that I'm actually making sure that club face is square on the wall. My left arm and my left shoulder and the shaft of the club are all lined up for a nice square impact here. If I get too far ahead of it with my left shoulder coming in, and my hands get ahead, then I'm going to block that one out to the right. If I actually hang back behind it too much and I try to get back to impact, you're going to see the shoulders behind, the hands are releasing early, and now I'm way behind the wall, and now that one's I'm going to start that one left or send it left. So what we're looking for here in a good arm swing is just understanding that if there was a wall right here, if the wall started, say, right here and it went out towards the camera, that what I'm trying to do now is get this sucker square back on the wall. I'm trying to feel that extension and feel that stretch through my left side to get it right on the wall there. And that's mainly sort of an arm swing feel that we're looking for. So if I were going to warm up and I'm just practicing making some arm swings, I actually call it bunting the ball out there. I want to be able to get the sense that, again, here's the wall. Boom, I'm returning square on that wall. My left shoulder's not too far ahead or too far behind that line, as I get into return. I can actually practice it a little bit lower on the wall also. Get right back onto that wall. Now I can practice some partial swings and just sort of bunt them out there. And I'm just trying to get that feel of what a nice square return is and I call it staying with it. Getting that left shoulder on that wall, feeling the left arm, the shaft of the club right on that left wall as I return through impact. My feel is that my right arm's actually delivering the swing, but I still need to feel where that alignment is in my left side there. So that was a nice bunted swing. That one went right down my corridor, had great flight. As a matter of fact, if I want to use that partial swing on a short par 4 or somewhere where I'm laying up, that's actually a great shot to play. So it's a good thing just to warm up, and I'll even sometimes just pull the driver out and I'll warm up with the driver, but I'm going to start with these partial swings and then I'm going to work it up bigger and bigger and bigger. So once again, just trying to get that feel. I'm returning it on the wall. I can feel the radius of the left side there, and the right arm is just getting that motion, delivering it right back against the wall in a nice square manner. Again, nice partial swing here, just trying to get that feel. That was really good. Lasered one right down the corridor again. Now once I've warmed up with enough of those, I know that I have the sense of the arm swing, how I get that arm swing returning onto the wall nice and square. And again, the feeling is I'm doing this from the inside. Because I do swing in an arc. I swing on a plane that goes up in the backswing, back down and downswing. And now is it a perfect plane? No. It's what we would call a graduating plane. There's a lot of different definitions of planing out there, and I'm not going to get into that argument today. But you can see that there is this sense that the club's going around, it's coming from the inside, and I'm returning it back square on that wall. Again, I can do it at a lower level here. The club's going to go up and behind me. I'm returning it down from the inside, getting it back square on that wall. So once I have the feel that I'm really accomplishing that with the arm swing part, now I want to get the body or the pivot involved. Okay? So one of the things that we want to feel is, what does it feel like when we really get the body involved properly through impact. So if I think of it in batting, in baseball, if I'm really trying to get that home run stretch. Now, one thing we need to keep in mind that in baseball, we step, we swing, we're going to meet the ball way out in front over here. We actually meet the ball a lot earlier in golf, which means that release actually happens a lot earlier to get back to square on that wall. So it's one thing we need to keep in mind. But really what I want to feel is, what is my body doing when I want to get into that impact position? When I'm here and I'm really stretching it for power, what's my body doing? Well, if I get there and I got the return with my arm swing, I got to get my body into it. I'm going to post up on my lead leg. I feel pressure in the ground under my left foot. I'm getting up on my lead leg. I'm going to feel my left hips turning out a little bit. I'm also pushing, I call it pelvic thrust. I'm using my glutes, I'm squeezing, I'm also pushing forward. And when I get that feeling with my body, I also feel a stretch right up through my left lat here. And I can feel how really connected I am in my left shoulder. I feel that left lat stretch, and I feel how my body's almost sort of pushing into that impact position to get that stretch. Any players that have played baseball know that feel I'm talking about. That stretch through the left lat, the feeling of pressure under the lead foot, the lead leg posting, and the pelvis actually pushing into the shot. So, I'm going to try to get that feel now in the golf swing. I'm going to add my body motion into this. So I'm going to go to the top, and coming down I want to have that sense that I almost feel like there's a little bit of separation between this connection point right here, my lat, my left hip as I'm coming down, and at the bottom I feel like I'm squeezing my glutes right into that impact position. So I'm feeling this separation, and then I'm feeling that squeeze of the glutes down at the bottom. And this whole motion is helping me get power into the golf swing. Okay, and sometimes we have to realize that feelings that we have later in the swing often produce an action earlier in the swing that either gives us power or actually what have you. Like having a good finish, focusing on finishing well, can be a real fundamental in golf. If you really focus on finishing well and you're finishing the swing better and you're getting better shots, and that's one of those things that you need to focus on. People say, well, why? It's after the ball's already gone. But in an attempt to get to a better finish, I need to make a better swing. So sometimes some of the things that we're feeling later in the swing are just as important as the actual physical things that are happening earlier in the swing. Okay? So again, what I'm trying to feel here is I got my arms stretched, I got that club square on the wall. Now, how do I get my body stretched into that impact position? You'll notice I use the term separation, that I'm feeling a little bit of separation between what my left hip is doing and my left shoulder, and I'm feeling some stretch through my left lat as I come down. Some golfers get that separation in the backswing. Some golfers get it in the transition. Some golfers create it more in the downswing closer to impact. So it doesn't really matter which one you do, but you do got to figure out what works best for you. So again, you may have a golfer that gets set up and they're trying to get lots of width. Their hips are restricting, the shoulders are turning, they feel like they have lots of separation between the left shoulder and the left hip at this point. And then they go to the top and they just transition. It's almost like they're maintaining that separation until they get into that impact position and everything releases through. You'll have other golfers that seemingly have everything sort of turn away together. They go up to the top and they get more of that separation in the transition. And they're maintaining that separation as their body moves into the impact position. I think more of a Tom Watson in that respect. It looks like things more turn together and he creates more of that separation in the transition. Sam Snead, another player, big turn in the backswing, looked like he really created good separation in the transition. Okay, you'll have other players that'll go up to the top and they almost feel like everything drops down here, and then from here they create that separation into coming into impact. So they'll do what I would call more during delivery. Again, it really doesn't matter where you do it. What matters is that you get it, and where you want to have it by is make sure that you have that feeling right here at impact. If I lower it down on the stick, I still have that feeling right there. I don't want to be spinning out. I don't want to be sliding too far forward. I want to feel that sense on that wall. I know I got the radius there. Now, I'm turning and I'm pushing sort of my body into that radius. I'm feeling that stretch in my left lat. I'm feeling my glute squeeze. I'm feeling myself push into that impact position. Okay? And then we can do it down at the ground. So again, I can rehearse it here and get that feel that I'm looking for right there, and then make a little backswing, trying to remember what that feel is as I'm coming down. So a lot of times I'll use this impact fix, into the swing drill just to get this feel. So I'll get set up, rehearse that feel, and do it up here if you need to. Get that feel coming down. There it is. Now go back and return with that feel. And so I'm noticing, am I getting those alignments? Am I getting those feelings? Am I really stretching it out through the ball? Am I getting that separation? So am I getting that separation? Am I getting that stretch that I know I need when I play my best shots? Again, get that feel up here. So I'm going to come in, get it down here. Got that feel. Do it down here. Got that feel. Now we're going to go ahead and play a shot. Now again, you're going to notice I'm doing these in partial swings. It's not a full swing yet. That was really hammered again. That one went right down the corridor. So just trying to get that feeling of separation between the upper body and the lower body. If I go to the top and everything turns together, I'm going to get outside really quick. If I go to the top and my lower body slides too much and my upper body drops back, then I'm going to be too much behind and underneath it. And I'm either going to hold on and block it, or I'm going to stall that one, stall and flip that one. So neither one of those situations is going to work good. Everything turning together from the top fails. Too much separation with too much slide of the lower body and not enough turn, and I end up dropping it behind me, getting my shoulders real steep. That doesn't work either. So I'm looking for that feel of just the right amount of separation. There's that arms, hands, and club at impact. There's how my body's moving into that alignment. It's actually almost feels like it's powering or delivering that alignment for me. I feel like it's stretched out. I've got stretch in my left thigh. My hips are pushing a little bit towards the target, but again, they're not sliding too much. I like to describe that pelvic thrust as more of the hips are pushing in the direction that the belt buckle's facing. So, I'm coming down, my hips have opened, and I'm pushing in this direction. I don't want to ever push them out towards the ball. But as I'm coming down, I've already created some turn. Now I can start pushing them in the direction the belt buckle's facing. And if I continue to turn, it continues to push in the direction the belt buckle's facing, that's fine. Okay, so again, we're going to try to get that feel here. There's the arm swing alignment. That's the feel I want in the body right there. Do it a little bit lower. That's the feel I want, back and through. Okay, here it is at the ball. There's that feel, back and through. Okay, now let's go ahead and play a shot with it. Okay, once again, lasered that one right down the corridor. So, and those are shots that I can play. If it's really windy and I need what I would call a knockdown shot, or just line one down the fairway, that's going to work all day long. Crosswinds, if I want to take it a little bit lower and really penetrate one through that wind, I can play this shot. So it's not necessarily just the drill. You can turn this into a golf shot that you're going to use a lot on the golf course, and you're going to be surprised. That shot goes a lot further than you think, especially when the ground's dry enough and firm enough. It's really going to roll out. And now once you've done the drill for a while, it's a good idea to actually go ahead and tee one up and do the drill, and then tee one up and do it without the drill. Okay, first one here, we're going to do it with the drill. There's that arm alignment. Get the feel of the body, feel that stretch in the left glute, feel that pelvis pushing in. I really feel like I've got that power move at that point. A little bit lower again. Get that feel in the swing. Good. Now we're going to do it down here with the golf ball. Got that feel? Good. Now play it with the drill. Once again, nice lasered shot right down the middle of the corridor. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and rehearse it. I'm going to get the feel, but then I'm just going to play the shot without doing the impact fixed position. There's my feel. Alright, now let's play the shot. Okay, now that one, I actually got a little bit of pull in that one that time. I felt like I really didn't have enough stretch going back, and then I didn't really add any more in coming down. For me, personally, I feel like I get some in the backswing and some in the transition when I'm playing my best shot. Let's try that again. Okay, I'm going to do one with the drill first and then one without the drill. Okay, that was pretty good. I like that one a little bit down the left side of the corridor, but I'll take that shot all day long. Yeah, that was really good. That one went right down the middle of the corridor, a little bit of draw on it. Again, that shot will play. Okay, now the last thing we want to understand is how we get this pressure into the ground. So a lot of players, the reason why they have trouble doing this and they actually can't slot it from the inside is during the backswing they don't pressure into the ground very well. In a sense, we need enough depth in the hip turn and we need enough pressure holding the hips left that we actually have room to slot down from the inside. And if you don't have the pressure proper in your feet, you're going to have trouble doing that. Everybody's a little bit different, and there's a lot of different ways to do this, so I'm not going to say you have to do it one way or another. But a couple of the key things that we're going to look for. A lot of players feel like they actually have to get the left knee and the left foot to roll in, and they feel like they get a lot of pressure inside the left foot at the start of the backswing, and that allows them to get more depth to the top of the backswing. Other players feel like they need more torque in the right foot. They really feel like they're pushing into the ground, down in the ground, and they're twisting that right foot. And the more of the torque they get in that right foot, they actually feel like that's getting the depth they need. It's actually, even they do enough of it, it holds their hips back this way a little bit. Again, that creates more room for them to come down from the inside. Some players get a combination of both of those, or again, you might feel a little bit differently because this is a feel thing that you want to be aware of. But understanding that you got to put pressure into the ground so that you can get enough depth in your golf swing so that you actually feel like that you can actually swing down from the inside the slot. Some golfers will go up to the top and try to create all that room into the transition. That's another style of swing, and I'm not going to address that today. Most golfers do better off when we can create more depth in the backswing so that they can use that room in the downswing. Okay? So, I'm going to do a couple here where I'm really just trying to get more torque into that right hip as I go back, and then from there, I'm trying to move into that impact position. Again, you can still rehearse it up here. From here, I'm going to put torque into that right foot as I go back. And you can see that sort of, I got position or pressure in my right foot. It almost can keep myself pushing forward so I actually have room to come back from the inside and return on that wall the way that I want. So torque in the right foot, get enough depth, then try to get that separation as we're coming through impact so we got that feel we want of power through the ball. That one felt great. I had good torque in the right foot. I also felt like I got that stretch, that separation. Felt like I was really right back up against that wall again. That shot went straight down the corridor. That was a laser shot again. Practice these in smaller swings first, then work them up into more full swings. If you can get them in this level of swing, which is very playable and go a lot further than you think, then you can work it bigger and bigger. Bigger coil in the backswing, bigger finish until you got your full power shots going. on this one, I'm going to create more depth by actually getting that left foot, left knee to come in and feel like it's just pushing me back, so I got a little bit more separation in the backswing from the left side instead of focusing on it from the right foot and the right hip. It may look fairly similar to you, but it is a little different action. Again, both are okay. You can find your way to get that pressure into the ground and your way to get more depth so that you can use it in the downswing. This is just going to be a little bit more with the left side in the backswing. So we get set up, feel that come in, go back. Now from here, I'm still trying to get that same feeling back on the wall again, even here. Get it to go in, go back. Trying to get that same feeling of separation and stretch through impact. Once again, that was a great shot, another lasered shot right down the corridor. So, work on getting these feelings into your swing. Number one, how do I get the arm swing, stretch, restoring that radius of the left side, getting the right side, delivering it, getting that club face back through a square, face and force alignment on the wall at impact. I can start with the stick up here, I can work my way down, and I can work it all the way back into an impact position. You remember Johnny Miller used to do a tip where he said he used to practice going up to the top, swinging and stopping at impact, practicing square, open and closed positions. Well, this is a very similar type feel that we're looking for. Okay, great players have done this throughout history and been very successful at it. Okay, once we have the feeling where the arms need to be, now we got to get the body in position. How do I post up on that lead leg? How do I get some stretch into that lead lat? And then how do I get the pelvis squeezing those glutes and pushing forward just so I really feel like I got that power move through the ball. You know, especially you athletes out there, you're going to recognize this feel, and you're going to actually, you know, when you do this drill, go, wow, that's that feel I've been looking for. I know I've been losing that one. Especially if you're one of those players that are getting those pulls and those pull swipes out there. Okay. Well, even the ones that have been sliding and dipping back, if you get this feel, you're going to find that's going to go away also. Okay. Once you have the sense now, arms, hands, and club, square on the wall. Now, there's that power move with the body getting into impact. Now, how do I get myself feeling the pressure in the ground as I go to the top so that I know I'm maintaining the room so I can swing down in the slot coming down and then move into that power position. Once I got that feel, it's just following through. All right? So give this a try. Go out, send me some emails if you have any questions. I hope this helps you play better golf.